The Toluid Civil War was fought between Kublai Khan and his younger brother, Ariq Boka, from 1260 to 1264. Mongke Khan died in 1259 with no declared successor, precipitating infighting between members of the Toluid family line for the title of Great Khan that escalated to a civil war. The Toluid Civil War, and the wars that followed it, weakened the authority of the Great Khan over the Mongol Empire and split the empire into autonomous khanates. Background: the Toluid family successfully enthroned their candidate for Great Khan, Mongke, in the Kurultays of 1250 and 1251. The Oghuzid candidate for Great Khan, Shayaman, and his cousin Naku, were embittered by their loss and plotted a failed assassination of Mongke. Mongke took revenge by purging his opponents in the royal house, and members of both the Chagatai and Oghuzid families. Mongke handed control over the Caucasus region to the Golden Horde in 1252. With the approval of Mongke, Berka succeeded his brother, Bartu, as Khan of the Golden Horde in Russia in 1255. Hulagu of the Ilkhanate seized control of the Caucasus from the Golden Horde, and his sacking of Baghdad in 1258 angered Berka, a convert to Islam. Mongke Khan died in 1259 without appointing a successor. He likely favored Ariq Boka, whom Mongke designated in 1258 as commander of Karakoram, but he did little else to secure Ariq Boka's claim to the throne. Civil War. Kublai Khan was campaigning against the Southern Song in 1260 when he received news that Ariq Boka was challenging him for the succession of the throne. Ariq Boka formed alliances with powerful members of the Mongol nobility to endorse him as a candidate for Great Khan. Most of Mongke's immediate family supported Ariq Boka. Kublai withdrew from the Song and mobilized his troops to fight Ariq Boka. In China, Kublai summoned a Kurultay at Kaiping, where he was elected Great Khan. This was the first Kurultay to proclaim a Great Khan outside the Mongol homeland or Central Asia. Ariq Boka convened his own Kurultay in Karakoram that proclaimed him Great Khan a month later, creating two rival claimants for the throne. Hulagu embarked for Mongolia to attend the Kurultay, but the Mamluk defeat of the Mongols at the Battle of Ain Jalut forced him to retreat back to the Middle East. Berka capitalized on the Mamluk victory by invading the Ilkhanate, beginning the Berka-Hulagu War. Ariq Boka allied with Berka Khan of the Golden Horde and Algu of the Chagatai Khanate. Hulagu of the Ilkhanate was the sole ally of Kublai Khan. Berka supported Ariq Boka because he was resentful of Hulagu, who had close ties with Kublai. Hulagu and Berka, however, became occupied with their own war and could not intervene in the Toluid Civil War. Kublai had access to supplies from the fertile lands of China, while Ariq Boka had to import resources to Karakoram in the semi-arid steppes. Kublai Khan depended on these supplies from China and therefore needed Chinese popular support to win the civil war. Kublai ingratiated himself to his subjects with the help of his Chinese advisors. He presented himself as a sage emperor capable of uniting the Chinese, and Ariq Boka as a destructive usurper. Kublai promised to reduce taxes, modeled his government institutions to resemble those of the Chinese dynasties, and adopted the era name of Zhongtong, which means moderate rule. His policies were popular in northern China, but had no impact on his relations with the southern Song. The Song invaded while Kublai was preoccupied with the civil war, and recovered territory previously lost to the Mongols. Kublai dispatched a diplomat, Hao Jing, to discuss the prospects of a peaceful resolution to the war with the southern Song. The Song, however, rejected Kublai's overtures and imprisoned Hao for the next decade. Kublai now controlled 3 of the 4 possible supply lines to Karakoram. Khitan, Kublai's Oghuzid ally, defended the territories of the former Western Chia from Ariq Boka and commanded the forces stationed in Gansu. Kublai's troops guarded the area surrounding Yan. The only supply line still open to Ariq Boka was the Yenisei River Valley in the northwest. When Kublai's army advanced towards Karakoram in late 1260, Ariq Boka retreated from Karakoram to a tributary of the Yenisei. The oncoming winter then compelled Kublai and Ariq Boka to encamp their armies and wait for spring. In the interim, Kublai acquired more supplies and men. He fortified Yan and the border defenses of northern China. Khitan defeated and executed Alanda, a general sent to secure the vital Central Asian trade routes for Ariq Boka. Lian Zizhan, one of Kublai's Confucian advisors, commanded soldiers for the Khan in western China. He won a victory against Ariq Boka's ally, Liu Taiping, in northwestern China, seizing food supplies intended for Ariq Boka's army. Lian also drove supporters of Ariq Boka out of the towns of Liangzhou and Ganzhou. In southwestern China, his forces protected Sichuan from Ariq Boka's encroaching troops. Kublai paid Khitan and Lian Zizhan handsomely for their military service in gifts and promotions. He rewarded Khitan with 300 packs of silk and 300 taels of silver, and appointed Lian Zizhan to the position of Prime Minister of the Right in the Secretariat. Kublai's victories left Algu as Ariq Boka's only standing ally. Ariq Boka convinced Algu to take control of the Chagatai Khanate in Central Asia. Chagatai's Khan, Kara Hulegu, had recently died. Algu fought and killed Abishka, a rival claimant to the throne endorsed by Kublai as ruler of the Khanate. Algu was one of Ariq Boka's strongest supporters and he appointed him Khan of Chagatai. The Khanate became an important source of Ariq Boka's provisions. Ariq Boka gave Algu complete control over tax revenues in the region. In 1261, Kublai and Ariq Boka engaged in battle at Shimote. Ariq Boka lost the battle and retreated. He returned to the region 10 days later to challenge Kublai's forces near the Khingan Mountains of eastern Mongolia. The troops that Ariq Boka attacked were not personally led by Kublai, and made up only a small portion of Kublai's army. Even so, the battle ended in a stalemate. Meanwhile, most of Mongolia was now under the control of Kublai, threatening Ariq Boka's control of the Yenisei Valley supply line. A weakened Ariq Boka entreated Algu for help. Algu refused, and executed the envoys sent by Ariq Boka, who had demanded a share of Algu's tax revenues. At this time, a rebellion in China distracted Kublai from the civil war, and he departed for Kaiping instead of further pursuing Ariq Boka. Ariq Boka went to war with Algu after the threat of an attack by Kublai receded. Algu defeated Ariq Boka's commander, Kara Bukar, near the Ili River in Xinjiang, but lost his headquarters at Al-Malik to Ariq Boka. He withdrew to the oasis cities of the Tarim Basin. Ariq Boka was now left with few allies, and several of his supporters deserted from his side. Yerung Tash, son of Monka, defected, taking his father's Tamgar seal from Ariq Boka and giving it to Kublai as a symbol of his loyalty. Algu then returned to the Ili River to remove Ariq Boka from Xinjiang. Ariq Boka lacked the resources or the allies to defend himself. He surrendered to Kublai in 1264, ending the civil war. Aftermath. Kublai imprisoned Ariq Boka, but did not immediately punish him. Kublai's supporters wanted retribution, so Kublai ignored Ariq Boka for a year as punishment. He conducted a purge to eliminate officials in the Mongol government who sympathized with Ariq Boka. Kublai accused Bofai, an important Mongol official who served under Monka, of treachery for conspiring with Ariq Boka. Kublai authorized the execution of Bofai and other Ariq Boka supporters. Kublai summoned a Kurultai to decide a punishment for Ariq Boka and solidify his own claim to the throne. Kublai was reluctant to punish his brother without public support of the Mongol nobility. Ariq Boka died mysteriously in 1266 while still imprisoned, leading to speculation that Kublai had secretly poisoned him. Ariq Boka's defeat by Kublai could not stop the fracturing of the empire. When Kublai convened his Kurultai to confirm his status as Great Khan, none of the three other Khans attended. Berke and Hulagu continued fighting, until Hulagu died in 1265. The Oghday line sought to exploit the disunity to advance the interests of their own family. They held a grudge against the Toluid family for the Kurultai of 1251 and the subsequent purge of the Oghdayds after the assassination plot. Kaidu, from the Oghday family, believed that a member of the Oghdayds deserved the title of Great Khan and started an insurrection in 1269 against Kublai that lasted for decades. Most of the Western Khanates did not recognize Kublai as Great Khan, although some of them still asked Kublai to confirm the enthronement of their new regional Khans. The four Khanates were functionally independent sovereign states. The Ilkhanate, based in Persia, and the Yuan dynasty, based in China, had close diplomatic relations, and shared scientific and cultural knowledge. But military cooperation between all four Mongol Khanates would never occur again. The United Mongol Empire had disintegrated. Citations. ABC Olson 1994. 411. Olson 2001. 24. Olson 1994. 392. Olson 1994. 393. Olson 1994, pp. 393 to 394. ABC Olson 1994. 412. ABC Rossby 1988. 54. Rossby 1994. 422. Rossby 1988. 50. ABCD Rossby 1994. 423. Rossby 1988. 51. Rossby 1988, pp. 51-52. Rossby 1988. 53. AB Rossby 1988. 55. ABCDEF Rossby 1994. 424. Rossby 1994, pp. 423 to 424. Rossby 1988. 56. AB Rossby 1988. 57. Rossby 1988, pp. 57-58. AB Rossby 1988. 58. AB Rossby 1988. 59. ABC Rossby 1988. 60. ABC Rossby 1988. 61. ABC Rossby 1988. 62. Olson 1994, pp. 412 to 413. AB Olson 1994. 413.